Welcome to Cooking with the King. I'm Ron Henderson, aka the Fitness King. On today's show, we're going to be just cooking a basic breakfast, but kind of a holiday type of a breakfast. So I'm going to be doing French toast that's actually been marinating for about 10 hours, all for my lovely wife Aunt Vanessa, my stepdaughter, as you can tell. And I know when you're looking at this French toast, you're looking at this is French bread. Look at how wet. Just look at how wet that looks. That's because what I've done actually is I've marinated this, like I said, overnight. And what I did was I used about 3 eggs, some milk, portion it off to what you want. Some people like it to be a little runnier. I like it to be less runnier. I whipped that up really, really good, sprinkled quite a bit of cinnamon in there. Then I took the bread and I dipped it in there. I got it nice and wet. Then you put it off into a pan like this, cover it up, and you stick it in your refrigerator overnight. Now with that, we're going to be doing orange syrup. And with the orange syrup, it's all individual. So you're going to be adding X, Y, and Z in it. First thing you need is about a 1/4 cup of butter. So I'm going to put a 1/4 cup. There's a 1/4 cup butter. See that? See it sizzling? All right. Okay. I don't care if it's steak. I don't care what it is. I like the sizzling sound. All right. A little sizzling sound. So you're going to have a 1/4 cup of butter. That's going to be in there. And then you're going to put roughly a 1/4 cup of sugar. That goes in as well. You just stick that in there with the butter. All right, gang, you got me so far? So we got 1/4 cup of what? Butter, 1/4 cup of sugar. Now we're going to use concentrate, 3 tablespoons of orange concentrate. That goes into the pan too. All right, orange concentrate. Don't add water to the concentrate. Concentrate means. First thing I'm going to tell you, gang, is I actually forgot to put the mic on. So you're going to notice a difference in sound quality, but I hope you appreciate the fact that I'm trying to put this together for you. So anyways, this has already been heated up. The syrup has been heated up. I'm going to take it now and pour it into a pan. Just going to let it sit for a while. Sit for 10 minutes, then I'll come by and I'll whisk it. All right? So, you know. So, we'll put that off to the side. And if you got a handheld whisker, make sure you have the whisker out. Now that the syrup is heated, you want to just dump all that stuff into the pan. And what you want to do is just let it rest for about 10 minutes. That's going to be your syrup. It's orange glazed syrup. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up my scallions. King likes scallions, by the way. I don't know, something about I just like scallions. I don't like the little hairy things at the end, but I do like scallions. So, and I don't put a lot in, but I just think onions, there's something about onions that's just, I don't know, just makes you want to just cry, you know? It does, makes you want to cry sometimes. Onions will do that. Now, if there are onion fans out there like me, give me a little shout out, let me know that you like your onions. All right, so I'm going to take those onions. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to toss them, obviously, in a little pan. And I like to just go ahead and go to into my cutting board and just dump them in. And the reason I do that is I don't really want to be wasting anything. So I'm going to put those in there a little bit. Now a lot of people add butter, you know, once in a while I'll put like just a dab of butter in. Other times I'll just put a little spray in there. And what I want to do is I want to just kind of heat those onions up a little bit. We're going to go up to 6. And after that we're going to put the eggs in. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the French toast. So we don't need these bad boys for decorations, but we can save them for another meal, all right? I'm gonna dab off my hands just a little bit. Again, I got the gloves on. I watched somebody the other day and they were mixing dough and they had their rings on. And all I could think about, gang, was there's gotta be some dirt, you know, inside that ring. I thought it was nasty, so try to be as clean as we can around here. I'm gonna put the French toast on. I'm gonna start with the big pieces first. Put them on there, and they're really, really moist and soggy. And this is going to give you, we would just want to cook them so they're nice, like a golden brown. So, I know some of you ladies thinking out there, you wish you were married to me, but Donna Henderson is married to me. You're thinking, this is pretty nice, right? Okay. She's smiling. My wife is smiling. My stepdaughter's going to enjoy these French toast too, by the way. I'll put those bad boys on. Yep. And I'm not going to move them, I'm just going to let them set right there for now. I'm going to check on my onions, get me another wooden dowel. And sometimes I will actually rush it up and I will actually heat up the I just heat it up a little faster by turning up the fire on it. Now, by the way, gang, I have pre-made bacon. I made this a little earlier, right when I was setting up the camera. And the way I did it, honestly, I stuck it under the broiler. And I do it that way because you can put a ton of bacon in there and it's cooked quickly, all right? That's why I do it. It's really about not making excuses for why you don't have time to cook, but figuring out how you can expedite it, how you can do things in a quicker manner. That way, when you get done, you've got time to go work out, right? Come on, gang. Gang's all about working out. So eating good and working out. So now I'm going to do a test here and just take a look at that. Looking pretty good right there. Looking kind of golden brown. Get one of my spatulas out. You don't want to overdo it, so I'll do a little test. That's like restaurant, okay? In fact, this recipe I got from a friend of mine that used to be the head chef at a place called Sofitel out in Bloomington. And I used to eat there on Sundays, and I thought, this is some really great French toast. All right, so I'll do another check here. The worst thing is having French toast, gang, that's not done. So we want to make sure that's done. So I'm going to check my onions out here again. Those are actually looking pretty good. And we have about 4 eggs. I'm going to dump those in. Then I'm going to take my mess over here and get rid of it. And I'm not even going to tell you why, gang, because you know why. So, all right. Let's check the rest of these out. Yeah. Sometimes it's kind of just good to look at these. The thinner ones obviously are going to cook faster, gang. I know I'm making a lot of you guys hungry out there, but hey, what can I say? Flip those over, get a nice golden brown look. This one here should be almost done. Yes, it is. Now I'm going to transfer that to another plate. And when they get done, just do the transfer routine. All this stuff here you don't need. We can move that out of the way. Don't need it at all. I bet you're thinking the king likes things organized. I do. All right, good. So now I'm going to check on the eggs again. I get a nice little stir in the eggs. And eggs are really basic, folks. Anybody can do eggs. Just get those kind of stirred up a little bit. Eggs are real basic. And then if you have to, turn your fire down a little bit, especially when you're multitasking, because what you don't want to do is overcook your French toast when you're being sidetracked. Now if you look at this, if you look at the look at that, okay, nice and golden brown, but check them. Make sure they're cooked. Again, it takes maybe a little bit longer because you have a lot of egg in there and it's actually drenched into that bread. The best thing is don't get sidetracked. Also, gang, remember this. Gang, also remember this. When you're cooking, it's not about being a perfectionist. So I'm going to take these off, and I'm going to transfer my eggs before they're overdone to the pan here. And I kind of like them wet. Turn them over. Not a lot. And I'm just going to let them sit right there. They can just sit and think about the fact that they're going to be eaten. All right. Take these off. Transfer those. All of these should be done to perfection. All right. Turn that one over. And I got one left. Put that on there. Good. Get rid of this. So the egg is done. And now the syrup's been sitting here for a little bit. So I'm going to whip that up. After about 10 minutes sitting, you want to whip up that syrup. This is homemade syrup to go on the French toast. Just something a little different, gang. So you just want to whisk it up like that, just like that. get that ready to go. And let's do a check here. Cooking fast. And dump those. There. All right. We got one left now, gang. If you look at that, okay, again, if you look at that, look at what that looks like. Just the golden brown, and that will make anybody happy. Trust me when I say that. All right. So now we have our little syrup there on the side. All right. So gang, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to flip these over. I'm actually going to put this off to the side. We got a couple left, but no reason to hold up the gang. The gang's hungry. They're ready to eat. I'm going to get rid of my dishes. And I'm going to get some plates out, and we were going to chow down. Get 2 plates out. All right. Put a couple pieces of bacon on there. Couple for the king. Couple for the queen. Plate those off. And this one here might be, I might come and eat this one late at night or something. So put that off to the side. All right. Put our French toast on there. Couple pieces of delicious French toast. Looking good. I'm telling you, it's looking good. It is looking good. All right, now we have our homemade syrup, which we're just going to take a little bit and just kind of drizzle that on a little bit. And you got to kind of watch it with the syrup, because if you overcook it, sometimes it will thicken. And you really don't need a lot of it, gang. You just mix that in there a little bit, put a little syrup on top. You're going to find you don't need a lot. And when you get ready to eat this, you're just going to be thinking, delicious. Yep. And I could have used like a nice little pouring bowl, but you know what? We're hungry. It's a Saturday morning. We just want to chow down, gang. So, if you understand what the king is talking about. Now, all right. Want to be a little decorative? Take out a couple mandarin orange slices. Just put those on the plate too. Just gives it kind of a nice little look. Put those around your food. Yep. I like how that looks. It looks refreshing. And you also have something healthy to eat on the side. All right. Syrup's on. Now we're just going to dust lightly a little pecans on the side. All right. Just a little bit. Dust those on top with the syrup. A few pecans on. All right. And lastly, I'm just going to put a little bit of egg on there on each plate. We don't need a lot. A little bit of egg. Put that off to the side. Remember this, it's really not about how much. It's really, I kind of get more into the quality. I try to make things that look kind of nice and are kind of fun to eat. Just a little egg in there. Put that up to the side. And I bet you're wondering which plate is the king going to eat? Well, the one with the most eggs on it. Come on now. Come on. I did all the cooking. I have a right to eat more. Come on. Now, guys, knock that stuff off. You want to try to share. And don't be so bossy with your wife. All right. Okay, good. All I can say when I look at that is, good job, King. Good job. We are ready to eat. So in all that you do, gang, stay fit, stay blessed, and remember this. Don't live to eat, eat to live. We're going to see you next time on Cooking with the King.